Hi pre-K friends. This week I Read Aloud. We are going to continue learning about plants and how they survive. And last week we did a read about trees. We're also going to continue with it, but we've got a new book today. It's called A Tree is a Plant, and it is by Clyde Bulla and illustrated by Stacey Schuett. And it's all about trees again. Let's learn a little bit about trees, all right? Here we go. A tree is a plant. A tree is a plant. A tree is the biggest plant that grows. Most kinds of trees grow from seeds, the way most small plants do. There are many kinds of trees. Here are a few of them. How many do you know? All right, let's see what we got here. So right here we have a maple tree and a pine tree, or it's called a conifer tree. It looks like a Christmas tree kind of, right? And then over here, we have a persimmon tree, a palm tree. I've seen a palm tree before. A lemon tree. Oh, trees can grow fruits. Very cool. And what over here? Oh, we have a willow tree over here. Look at how long the leaves are. They kind of sag. Interesting. So those are some different kinds of trees. So let's keep reading. This tree grows in the country. It might grow in your yard too. Do you know what kind it is? Let's look at this. Do you know what kind it is? Look at the fruits on it. If you guessed apple tree, you are right. It's an apple tree. Very cool. So, an apple tree grows apples that look like this. If you cut an apple in half, this is what it'll look like. This apple tree came from a seed. This seed was small. It grew inside an apple. Have you ever seen an apple seed? They look like this little black seed. Ask an adult to help you cut an apple in two. The seeds are in the center and they look like this. Most apple trees come from seeds that are planted. Sometimes an apple tree grows from a seed that falls in the ground. The wind blows leaves over the seed, and then the wind blows the soil over the leaves. Just like that. So the leaf gets the seed gets buried in the ground. All winter, the seed lies underneath the leaves and the soil. And all winter, the seed lies under the ice and snow, and it pushes it deep into the ground. And spring comes, just like now, it's spring outside, huh? And the rain falls, and the sun comes out and warms the earth, and the seed begins to grow. Just like that. Look at the seed down here in the soil, and the sun is shining and it's starting to grow. At first, the young plant does not look like a tree. The tree is very small. It is only a seed with 2 leaves. It has no apples on it. A tree must grow up before it has apples on it. Each year the tree grows. It grows tall, and in 7 years, 7 years, that's probably older than you are. The tree grows tall and strong until it can produce apples. And in the spring, there are blossoms on the tree. In the spring, it's called apple blossom time. So this is what the little apple tree looks like with the 2 leaves. And then it grows into an apple blossom tree. Look at all the pretty flowers. All those pretty flowers turned into apples. The blossoms last only a few days. Then they fall to the ground. Now there are green leaves on the tree. Among the leaves, there are small apples. The apples are where the blossoms were before. The apples are green and they are almost too small for you to see. The apples grow very, very slowly. So we start off with these beautiful little blossoms, the flowers, and the bees help the flowers grow. And then the leaves start falling off, or the blossoms start falling off. See those little teeny tiny green dots? Those are the apples. And then they keep growing and growing during the spring. They grow all during the spring and the summer, and in the fall they are large and ripe, and they are ready to eat. Just like this. They got a kitty in the tree and a dog underneath the tree, and a girl's picking apples. Have you ever picked apples before? Apple picking is a lot of fun. We can see the apples and the leaves on the branches. We can see the branches growing out of the trunk. We can see the trunk growing out of the ground. We can see the bark of the tree. The bark covers the branches and the trunk like a coat. But there is a part of the tree that we cannot see. Wow. So the leaves and the apples and the branches and the trunk and the brown bark that goes all over the branches and trunk. But what can we not see? Let's see. We cannot see the roots. They are under the ground. Some of the roots are large, and some of them are super small, like hairs. The roots grow like branches around the ground, around under the ground. A tree could not live without roots. Roots hold the trunk in the ground. They keep the tree from falling when the wind blows, and the roots keep the rain from washing the tree out of the ground. See all these little hairs? That is the roots. All of these roots of the tree keep the tree healthy and steady. Very good. Roots do something more. They take water from the ground, they carry the water into the trunk of the tree, and it carries it all throughout the tree, just like this. See, it's picking the water up, and it's going all through the tree. Hundreds and hundreds of leaves grow on the branches that are watered by the roots. And they make food from the air and the water and the sun that shines. The food goes into the branches and goes into the trunk and the roots and every part of the tree. And that's how they make plants eat, from the sun and the water and the air, and they create their own food. Fall comes and winter is near, and the work of the leaves is over. The leaves turn, what color do they turn? I bet you know what color they turn. They turn yellow and brown and orange and red. The leaves die and fall to the ground. And then now the tree is bare for the winter. So that's what it looks like in the fall. And then the winter comes and there's no more leaves on the tree. But the tree is not dead. Nope. It has just got a coat of bark to keep it alive during the winter. And spring comes again and the rain falls. Look at the beautiful rainbow and the sun peeking through the clouds with the rain. Very important for the tree to grow. The sun warms the earth. The tree blooms again. And it lives. And as long as it lives, the apple tree grows. As long as it lives, the apple tree blossoms. And the spring and apples grow every season. When do you like apple trees the best? Do you like when they're bare in the winter? Do you like them when they have flowers all over them in the spring? Or maybe covered in apples in the fall? So in the spring, maybe in the summer, what they look like. Oh, in the winter, with all the beautiful snow. Or in the fall, with all the apples. And that is the end of our book. So this book, A Tree is a Plant, was all about what kind of tree? Mostly about apple trees, right? So we know now that there are trees that can produce fruits like apples. Very cool, and they have awesome roots. So if you go outside today in your backyard or go for a walk with Mom and Dad, I want you to look at all the trees and think, there's these things underneath the tree that I can't see called roots, and they're what keep our tree alive. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Have a great week, and I hope you all staying safe. I'll talk to you later.